Trucking tonight? No. Mr. Moorcroft, now you've had the ultra-wide for a fair bit of time. Anything bother you about it, or are you still 100% happy with it? I am 100% happy with this monitor. I don't know what to say. The only thing is, I would say that given what I do, I could probably have got away with the 35-inch one, you know, the one that's not quite so wide, because I generally play in 2560. But that's only because that's what I stream and record in. So, you know, the only time I get to use the extra bandwidth... Oh, well, having said that, it allows me to put other things on the outside of the screen, which is super handy, so... Nah, I don't regret a thing. Super happy with it. If you're thinking of getting one, don't hesitate, because they're really, really good. Oh no, my monitor's too wide. First world problems. You wonder if your parcel will arrive to the PO box before its year's payment expires. It's in the transit for almost 2 months. What? I would put in a request on that, Captain Flint, and say that that's probably lost. Like, Whiteland sent me stuff back in April, and I've got all that. Do you have to run games in windowed mode to center them and put stuff left and right? I run them in windowed mode so that I can get it the resolution I want for the stream, and then put stuff left and right. But I use the I use that tool called Display Fusion to do that, because it makes it super simple. Right, I need to focus for a minute. I don't know if it's going to do the vertical or not. We shall see. Yeah, Display Fusion is very good. It's very, very useful. Jasper, thank you for 9 months. Happy Twitch, baby, sir. It doesn't look like the vertical profile is going to come in. Harvey, welcome. Let's get first stage of flaps in. Now, according to the profile, we should be 2700 at subfo, which is why I've got a very small glide slope in right now. 27 is definitely a sweet spot for 60x9 gaming. Yeah, I agree. 27-inch monitor. Yeah, that's what I use on the desk. Mr. Leonard B87, thanks for 3 months. Nut Slammer is a little bit overzealous right now, but it only purges you, so it's all good. It doesn't time you out yet. Callus, thank you for 2 months. Love the stream. Thank you, dude. Dave, Nut Slammer forgives you, mate. It knows that, you know, you just need a bit of love, Dave. That's all you need. No, there's no ability to display the crosswind either. It's really annoying. You can't display the wind component on in the Kingo, which is so dumb because it's clearly there. The functionality is already in the sim, right? LTC Beast Mode, thank you for 21 months, sir. Okay, lights set, flaps gear is down and indicating prop fully forward, conditions fine. Okay, I think we're good.
3 mile final runway 1A.
Alright, let's turn off the AP. We definitely got a little bit of a crosswind going on.
100.
It's just not showing it. It does rain and snow in the game, yeah. Snake, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. 1 second. To get back on profile. Will you stop resubbing while I'm trying to land? 1 sec. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. I don't know where that came from. Floaty, floaty, floaty. This thing likes to float.
Landing time logged. Landed at Kilo Tango Yankee, Quebec, Indianapolis Executive.
You was trying to distract him. Well, you certainly did a good job. You had me high on profile at one point. I still want to know where the welcome to the house came from, because that shouldn't have happened. Alright, taxi lights on. Clean up the flaps. Let's see, we had Cathode Ray with a sub with Prime. Thank you very much, Cathode Ray. And then we had Snake gifted 5 subs to their community. Thank you very much, Snake. You did actually put me off then. Benzo with 4 months. Here's to many more. Will pop the recurring on now. Love your stuff. Always a reliable guy. Know what to expect. Decent content all the time. Much love, sir. Stay safe and well. Thank you very much, sir. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, I don't understand where that welcome to the Know House came from, though. That was slightly odd. Are you going to join the mass group flight event in 4 hours? This is the first I've heard of it. Who's organising that, Von? Let's put that to normal. So the inertial separator's on. Which is the one for inertial separator? Is it that? I think it's that one, engine anti-ice. Yeah, there we go. A mass crash to desktop event. You might not be wrong, actually. Or a mass button crosstalk event, that more like. Where everybody's switches keep moving. I guess we just park anywhere around here then. Alfaf, sorry, thank you very much for subbing. Aflaf, I'll get your name right in a minute. Flying in your neck of the woods. Nice. What are these random patches of grass, though? Well, I'm just going to park here. I'm going to park like I don't care. Flaps. Taxi light off.
Engine off, time logged. End of flight, registered in on-air company.
I hate the way Microsoft Flight Sim does that. Right, let's find... Oh, now, there we go. Okay. One Shot Crazy, thank you very much for 19 months, getting close to the 2 years. Thank you very much, One Shot. Richie B with 34 months, dude, thank you. Let me just click some of that stuff there. Guys, what's your, because obviously some of I've changed all the sub notifications. What's your general kind of initial thoughts, feelings on the sub notifications now and the bit notifications and things? I'll take any opinions. Good or bad, positive, negative. Something that you don't like, want to change, something that you do like. You're no longer special in chat, Dave. That's very true. That's nothing I can do about that. The old ones are better, fair enough. Can someone test them all? I think we've seen them all. No more FS Economy. I will do FS Economy, yeah. Now, sound bites are going to be different. They're going to be difficult. You think it's boring, Benner? Fair enough. They look a bit gamey. The ding seems a bit annoying, but it looks good. I'm trying to keep it unobtrusive. I prefer the old ones, less intrusion and more professional. You see, I thought the old ones were more intrusive, Langeveld. Because the new ones, it's just like a ding kind of thing, whereas the old ones were, you know, welcome to the nut out. Like, it was much longer. It was more intrusive audio-wise, I thought. The on-screen chat is harder to read. Well, that's just a font size. That can be fixed. Chat on screen is distracting, and the Kiron is taking almost a third of the screen. Wait, what? Okay, so you don't... Okay. You don't lose any screen space. You see all my games, so you're not losing anything. You misread me. I prefer the new ones. Oh. Oh, you prefer... Right, sorry. I did misread that. The pop-out stub is nice. The animation is smooth, better than being in the center of the screen. So there's two things, yeah. One, I'm trying to keep it off the main screen, which is what I've done. And two, I'm trying to keep the sounds... Like, the sound... It's a difficult balance with the sounds, right? You want it to be a noise that is something that alerts me, right? But at the same time, you don't want it to be obtrusive and getting in the way. So it's a very difficult balance. Which is why the sounds are like little dings and stuff. I don't know what other streamers use, Gibson, to be honest. The chat on the screen is very annoying when you can read chat if you want on Twitch, Langeveld. You know the reason for that, don't you? The chat is on the screen because when it goes to YouTube, you don't have the chat. And after 2 months of being on Twitch, all the VODs are deleted, so you don't have the chat either. The only way you ever get to keep chat is by putting it on the screen and baking it into the video. Otherwise, you will lose chat after 2 months, no matter what. The only thing that's ever kept on Twitch now is a highlight. That's why the chat is on screen. And a few months ago, was probably about a year ago actually, I turned chat off, and then we did a vote on it, and people said that they would rather have the chat on the screen. Because that way you can go full screen and not have to have a chat panel coming in from Twitch. So that was the reasoning for that. Do we need chat on YouTube if it's not live? Apparently people like it, Langeveld. I mean, I think you're getting into the realms of people with different opinions now, right? Some people just go, I don't read chat when it's not live. Other people are like, I really want chat, otherwise I have no context. But that's the reason we have it. Paul112, thank you for 6 months. PS4 Gamer, thank you for the 300 bits. Danny QFG with 22 months. El Plagiato with 18. How do we say that? Pitu Fixloth, I think. Thank you for subbing. You've got a very difficult name. Mr. Leonard, 80 months. 80 months. Thank you, Leonard. And Jov Hater with almost 4 years. Thank you, guys. You think the sounds are better. The longer alerts get way too spammy when they come in bulk. That was something I was aware of. Is when people gift like 25, 50 subs, we're running for like an hour of welcome to the nut house, welcome to the nut house, welcome to the nut house, and it gets too much. Thank you, Von Hoff. Sunday stream is not on YouTube for some reason. Is it intentionally? The Sunday stream. Sunday stream's not on YouTube. I'll have that looked into. We'll check. Someone should gift a bunch of subs so that we can see the new sound is less annoying. Vrome, lead by example, mate. Let's see those 100 subs, Vrome. 100 tier 3 subs. Let's go, bro. Benna, thank you for gifting us a sub to Langeveld. Moorcroft, With 200 bits, if you think, if you move the ROG logo next to the game's planet, then use the bottom area for the notifications. I did think about that, Moorcroft. The thing is that if I want to move the ROG logo over, I have to squish it down quite a bit to make it fit, which, you know, ROG are like the main sponsor of the channel, so I don't really want to do that. And secondly, the notification that appears, although it's quite small when it's just a resub, if it has a lot of text in it, like in a bit message, it's actually quite high. So it will take up quite a chunk of space, which is why I've got it how I've got it, just overlaying the stuff. The alternative is to make that on the screen and overlay the game, which is, again, something I'm not sure I want to do. So, you know, I do think about these things, but that was the best solution I could come up with. Banner, thank you for gifting a sub to Infected Pie. Well, exactly. That's why I keep ROG larger. That's exactly why. Just to keep them happy because, you know, they're paying to be there, right? They're supporting the stream to be there. Hypno Falcon gifted 10 subs. So I guess he wants to see how that works.
To the nut house.
That sound shouldn't be happening. I don't know why we're getting that sound. Something is... Ah, it's that one, I think. I think I found it. Maybe. Maybe I found it. I don't know. We'll see. I think I left something old in the overlay. We broke it. It's frozen. Wait, did Hypno Falcon break it? No, I think it's coming through. I think it's coming through. So it just highlights the fact that the alerts hang around on the screen for a bit too long. Well, I've got them on there for 20 seconds. I can make it less time. You know, I have to start somewhere, right? So I've got it on 20 seconds. So at the moment, it's working its way through each sub 20 seconds at a time. I can shorten that. The problem is if people put a message in there, you don't get to read it. What if you made the notification box the same size as the box? It bothers me that it's not centered. It is centered horizontally. It's not centered vertically because the size of the box is dynamic. This is the problem. The box size will be dictated by how much text is in the box. And it's kind of hard to get it to be right. What I'd like to do is try and get it vertically aligned, maybe bottom vertical, so at least I can control it that way. Again, I need to tune it. I need to play with it more. I have to get into CSS and play with it. Sub alert is kind of boring. Good. I don't want it to be interesting. Right, let's see what we're doing here. Live operations dashboard. So I don't think any money will have come out just yet. Oh, hang on. 27th September. That was the last one we did. That's fine. So if we go to pending. What's your favorite feature of Microsoft Flight Sim? The cloud weather layer. Just the way it renders the sky is just better than any other sim. You like the new thing? The Twitch username's a little hard to read though in the overlay. Do you mean in the chat or do you mean in the center panel? Right, so we're currently at KTHQ. So now we've got 2 short hops to do. We've got to go here, then here, grab the stuffs, and then fly to the destination. Center panel, especially when the users' names are red. Do you mean on the pop-up thing, or do you mean on the list of action, like the list of events? Can you change the notifications image, i.e. have a nut as a squirrel instead of a star? Potentially. Again, I need to look at further customization. I just wanted to get stuff working initially. I mean, in theory, yes, everything's possible, right? But it just requires more work. Dark names on the screen are hard to read. Yeah. The problem with the chat colors is I can't control it. It's all controlled by Streamlabs. I don't think so, Neo. I don't think there's an alert for sub-gifting, which is annoying. Right, KTYQ. Let me just... let's get the setup here. So, KTYQ going up to KASW, which is a 77 nautical flight. Warsaw Municipal. Currently using runway 09. Okay. 110 at 3 knots. Okay, so we want a runway 09. We're just going to have to vector ourselves in, I think. There is an RNAV 09, but... Oh no, we could actually take the RNAV 09. Like that, we could do it that way. RNAV 09 via cleft. That'll do. If it's multiple times, such as a gift bomb, we could up the box open first, text say 20 seconds or whichever, dissolve without the box closed, then the next queue appear. I think you're getting way beyond customization and more into custom. At the moment, things are not perfect. I was just asking for like feelings on stuff, but I will tune it further. But yeah, going fully custom is exactly what I'm trying to get away with, and just go with like off the shelf but customized. So it's never going to be perfect, but I will improve it. Sim Games fan, test message 47 months, and Tahu Harak, awesome streams. Thank you for 5 months. Thank you, dude. Right, let's take this. Let's go to the flight page. Then go there. And we've got this extra weight to load now. Fuel is still relatively cheap. Wow, how did we burn 30% fuel getting down here? That's outrageous. Just need to be a little bit cautious here because we're going to pick up 1,600 pounds of stuff from here. And then we're going to have to pick up 2,000 pounds of stuff from here. So we've got an extra 2,000 coming as well. Once we load this. But I think we've got enough capacity. That still gives us almost 3,000 pounds, so we can punch this back up to about 70%, I think. And with all that payload loaded, we've still got plenty of room. You don't think on properly sets the cargo weight into Microsoft Flight Sim? It doesn't properly load it, but in its own world, it takes it all into account, if you see what I mean. It doesn't properly weigh the play down when you're flying, yeah, at the moment. What are the units between your Stream Deck? Oh, hang on. Stream Deck's still broken. Let me fix something. Oh, that one. Overhead. There we go. Desk main. So even that's the wrong one. Everything got completely broken. Annoyingly. That should do it now. There you go. that one work? Yeah, that one works. Hey. Right, so that is the honeycomb yoke, the alpha yoke. And then when the Bravo throttle comes, it's going to go over here. And that is the Logitech SideTech radio panel, which requires... well, I've been using SPAD to make that work. Apparently the latest Logitech drivers work with it, but they didn't work for me, so eh. They can't fix it until the sub will give more options in the SDK. Yep, I know. A PMDG and everybody else are basically stuck with the same problem. That still leaves us with £3,000 worth. Okay, I reckon we can fill those tanks. We're good. Is the whole rig custom built like the frame? The frame is a SimLabs P1X rig, which you can get from the SimLabs website. You buy the rig. You can buy different ones. This is a P1X, as it's known. The bits and pieces that you add, you kind of accessorize. You know, for example, the thing that this sits on, this black, you probably can't see very well. This is called a wheel deck, and it sits between the two upright struts. There's a strut here, and there's a strut here. Right, and they sit like that, and then in between you can do one of 3 different decks depending on what wheel you're trying to mount. If you get this one, which is the wheel deck, you can actually clamp a yoke to it, or you can bolt a wheel to it. So that's an example of an accessory. This is a keyboard tray, so this is another accessory that you can buy that you add to your order. Then you've got this accessory here, which is I think it's just called like an accessory or something. It's meant to be something that you can use to attach other things, any other things that you want. I just kind of cobble that together. It comes with that rotating hinge, which is very, very useful. And then you've got your monitor stand, which you can't see very well, but is separate to the rig. So the monitor stand stands freely on the floor. So if I move around in my seat, it doesn't move the monitor because the monitor's standing on its own. Then you've got down here, and if you can see, you've got a mouse pad thing going on. To put your mouse pad on, you get drinks holders, you can get headphone brackets. Like, you can get all kinds of accessories. There's a lot of stuff you can get. Where's the desk? The desk is over there. The desk is over there. You'll see it when I do the room tour. So I either sit over there at the desk or I sit here at the rig. An ashtray, Langeveld. Why the heck would I want an ashtray? You're trying a drink holder. There's nowhere to put a drink holder, really. That's the problem. Right, where's our destination? Is KASW. Right, I'm just going to nip for a bio break while that's loading fuel. Be right back. Right, I've plugged my Xbox controller in so that I can use it without it disconnecting. Right, KASW is the correct destination and we're fully loaded. Plenty of fuel. Go to flight tracking. Paul, is it the Windows position profile of Display Fusion that you use when you get Microsoft Flight Sim where you want it to be? Okay, I'll show you that quickly. So, if I bring up Display Fusion... So I'll go to Windows. Windows position profiles, right? Manage Windows. I'll just bring it down. You can see it. There you go. So at the moment, I have it set up with 3 profiles. So I did one yesterday for Star Wars. So you have Microsoft Flight Sim 21.9 and Microsoft Flight Sim 16:9. So what you do is you kind of start off by saying, I can't show you, but you right click on it and you say, window position profile, save new. It will then create a new one that will look something like that, right? It'll just be like a whole load of stuff. It basically captures all the windows. And then what you do is you get rid of all the windows that you don't want to control the position of and delete them. And so I end up with like one like that. And then it'll have Microsoft Flight Sim in here, and you basically adjust it to the width and sizes that you want. So then the net effect is when I right click on it and I say window position, load profile, Microsoft Flight Sim 16:9, it does that. Yeah. And if I say load profile 21:9, it does that. So it basically positions and resizes any window that you want. And that can be any window on your desktop. So if you want it to have that and then the notepad over here of a certain size and your air server over here a certain size, it can literally just go bang and just put them all exactly how you want it. So that's how I use it. Because it means I can accurately resize any Microsoft Flight Sim window and then just record it. Does that answer your question? I was going to load this mod as well, but I can't bother restarting the sim. Display Fusion, you can get it on Steam. In fact, Steam is one of the best places to get Display Fusion because Display Fusion has some weird licensing, and if you get it on Steam, you'll be able to just run it easily. That's where I got it. Let me put that back. We're going to have to load the flight plan into here. Let's get on there up and running. It's like when I got this rig and I was looking for solutions to switching from a rig to being at the desk, because I have 4 monitors, right? And I only want to use 2 monitors at a time. So I wanted, and Display Fusion helps me to manage that. So what happens is I can switch from having these 2 monitors on to having those 2 monitors on. And it'll move everything over onto those monitors. And then when I want it to come back here, it'll bring them all back again. And it'll turn off those monitors. It's quite cool the way it works. I've used this for years, but wasn't sure that's the way to do it for games. By the way, can you set up a Stream Deck command to load a profile? That I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't think anybody wrote a plugin for it. Juice McGuilty, thank you for 19. So the answer is I don't think so, but if you find out, please let me know. Right, start tracking. Your king goes broken. Rip. Mine seems to be fairly okay at the moment. Let's get reset in here.
Engaging autopilot.
Reset the barrow. Let's get the flight plan going. KTYQ Indianapolis Executive. Sounds good. Destination is
TOS system test. Okay.
Warsaw Municipal. And we said we're just going to go direct with a procedure coming in of RNAV via cleft onto 09. RNAV 09 via... There's no cleft. Why is there no cleft? I guess it's going to have to be Jidna, which is not ideal, but we'll have to take it. It's missing RNAV 09. So it has Jidna, which is the west entry, Ubti, which is the north entry, and Warrat, which is the south entry. So it's going to have to be Warrat as the initial approach fix. So we'll take that. Good. Thank you, Supercharger. Good morning. Put that back on map. We'll take out File 1A again. The wind's not going to likely have changed at all. And altitude-wise, we're not flying very far. Let's go 9. Is Navigraph in your game window or just a stream overlay? Navigraph is running on my tablet. So it's running here and screen mirroring to the air server here. So what I do here, you basically see on my screen there. If that makes sense. Cycle the flight director. Not that it'll make any difference, probably. Is the yaw damper on or off? What does it actually enunciate? The yaw damper's off now. Cancel. So 9,000 feet. If we're going to V-speed it again, because that seemed to work out okay last time, we'll just go like 1,500 or so. That's Navigraph with VFR charts. Yeah, you can set it to have VFR charts in the background. It works pretty well, Navigraph. No, sorry, no. Navigraph. It's not Navigraph. It's not Navigraph. That is ForeFlight. Navigraph is completely different. Right, we've got a flight plan punched in. Just make sure we've got everything turned off here. Ice protection. Right, beacon lights going on. Fuel is loaded. Looking pretty heavy on the fuel. Condition levers. Forward of them back. Okay. Idle. Area is clear, so we shall start the right engine.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
And then when that reaches 50 on the M1, we turn off the starter. Wait for that to settle down. You keep hearing the chime, thinking it's your plane. Start left. That button press is a bit fiddly. Right, good starts. Pizza heat's coming on. Outside temperature's 8 Celsius. Don't think we'll need any anti-icing, but we'll keep our eye on it. I don't know if they're supposed to be on before engine start or after. Use the 2 points hospital notification sound on your phone. It gets really annoying when someone is playing the game. I used to love the sounds in 2 point. They were awesome. Especially the woman and the tannoy. Like some of the stuff that she used to say was hilarious. It's supposed to be after. Cool. Alright, taxi lights are on. I don't know how to turn on the wind display in the Kingo. So if you know, let me know. I feel like this area's got a bit too much grass going on. I don't know what's going on with this airport. Let's get this way. It hasn't been, there's no way to turn the wind display on, which is obviously a miss on their part. I think they're supposed to be buildings. Ah, okay. That would make sense, actually. Rather than just random bits of grass.
Approaching runway 18.
Righty-ho. Flaps in takeoff position. Going to do a southerly climb out right turn, then head north. Then it'll be your damper on. And autopilot, which will then kill us.
Runway 18. 1,600.
I don't feel like they are rushing the patches though. Like we get a patch every like couple of weeks or something, 2 or 3 weeks. I would be hoping for something a bit more regular. Especially when they introduce a serious problem, they should be patching that within 48 hours. Right, power is set. How can that wind have turned around? That's just nuts.
Airborne time logged.
Here's coming up. Yeah, this plane it needs a massive run up to get it off the ground. It's kind of crazy. Right, flaps are up. Let's try and intercept the route now. Right, FMS V speed. Right, autopilot is going on. Your damper's going on. Okay, it's not tried to kill us. Today is a good day. Good morning from Canada. Good morning, sir. Yeah, the Kinga, like, that's what I don't get about the Kinga, Warman, is it takes off like a donkey, but it lands like a Cessna. It just, I mean, it floats, but as soon as you hit the ground, it can stop real fast. But so you can end up landing at an airfield that you can't get out of, which is a bit weird. Now, I just need to quickly look at the chart for a second. Because we're coming into Warrot is our initial approach fix. So we're going to go to Warrot, then we've got a 5 nautical mile track to Jidna, and at Jidna we need to be at 2800. So we need to be down to Warrot. Probably, if we get to Warrot at 2800 and then slow down at Jidna, that's where we want to be, really. And we're cruising at 9,000, so we've got to get down to 3,000. So we've got to lose 6,000, so we need at least 18 nautical to get down. So, yeah, about 18, 20 nautical will start descending. Where are we heading? It literally says at the top of the chart, though, you see. It says Warsaw Municipal ASW, so that's KASW. Airport elevation is 850. Yeah, we're heading to Poland. 1 second. Let's get all the stuff done. Everything's on that can be turned on for anti-ice. Wait, why is the cockpit just completely freezing? We have ice protection turned on. Oh, we did. I thought we did. I guess it was in the lower position. I find this screen so annoying when you're mouse wheeling. Nice view. Engines on, anti-ice on. Also, feather doesn't work. Surface de-ice, that doesn't work. I've got everything turned on that I can, as far as I can tell. Starting to thaw. There we go. Reminds you winter's coming. Do you know what? Yesterday it rained all day long. Like from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, it never stopped raining. And I was like, yep, this is definitely autumn. It does look nice, doesn't it? It's got to keep an eye on the distance. It's still raining when you woke up. Jeez, man. Oh, properly in the soup. It's been cold and raining in the area you're flying this week. Can confirm. See, I'd climb high, but it's not worth it because we're going to have to descend soon. Thing is, Nicky, you say that Intel beats AMD in pure gaming. The gains that it has are marginal. Like, they're not significant gains. And for all the other stuff that you benefit from, not excluding PCIe 4, which Intel is nowhere near right now, you do have to ask yourself, why am I buying the Intel? Fluffy! PCI 4 makes little difference to gaming. Well, if you're just going to focus on gaming, I don't know, most people use the PC for a number of things, but yeah, if you want to just put the gaming steer on it, ignore PCIe 4, go just purely Intel, yeah, I guess it worked. Birthday cake. Huh? Okay. Cool. Cool. Most people have no use for 8 cores. Well, I guess it depends how you use a PC. Yeah, a birthday cake. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday. And this is her birthday cake. $35 North School. To me, it seems like another buzzword for the marketing department to convince us of the must-haves. Well, RTX is a buzzword that tries to convince you to buy a card. It's like when Nvidia came out with all their presentation, and they were basically telling you that this card was half the price and would like almost double your frames, and it had so many tensor cores and so many calculations and teraflops, and it's just numbers. And RTX, you know, about 10 games of RTX, and they're still pushing RTX. They even came up with a noise reduction technology and called that RTX. It's literally marketing. They all do it. They're all as bad as each other. For me, Zip, I use a lot of cores. Like, I do handbraking, editing, rendering, gaming, zip files, you know. I use cores for all kinds of things. Well, yeah. But how many games are ray tracing right now? $2,800 what we're aiming for. Mr. Ferret, how you doing, sir? 68 months, Kingo livery looking sharp. I like it. Sir Blackie did a great job. I'm just waiting for him to do the TBM. Ray tracing will take off. Well, here's the thing, right? Does that look rubbish to you? Do those reflections look rubbish? Or are they pretty convincing? If I added ray tracing to that, it will look better, but not much better. It already looks pretty good, I think. Where ray tracing can be used is definitely in competitive worlds like the soundscape. They can basically use ray tracing to track the path of sound around a building in real time. Because when you're playing a competitive shooter like, I don't know, Siege or something like that, the ability to hear where people are is very important. So yes, ray tracing has a use, but it's not as significant as they're trying to make out. It's like when they came up with the 8K thing. 8K. Do you remember that? The Nvidia thing? 8K. Most people don't even have 4K, and they're banging on about 8K. You can add your own models to the game, yeah? Have you had any trouble with the autopilot? So far, the autopilot has been behaving. As long as I use V-speed, I've not used flight level change. Well, Zip, I use Mac as well, but I only use Mac for, like, you know, emails and browsing and that kind of thing. Most people believe that 30 FPS is adequate for flight simming as the eye cannot pick up more. Dude, I can 100% tell you that my eye can detect the difference between 30, 60 and 120. No problem. Beyond 120, I would start to say you're probably not going to notice that much, but 30 to 60 is massive. 60 to 120 is significant. You like to run the sim at 30 to 40. My goal for Microsoft Flight Sim is to have solid 60. Like, doesn't matter what resolution I'm in, I want to be in solid 60. That's what I want to be. I don't always get it, but that's what I want to be. Right, 2800. A test showed that after 90 FPS, your eyes can't process it anyway. Every time you see those tests, they always conflict with each other. I quite like the one that Linus did when he brought a bunch of gamers in. It was like a non-scientific test, but was quite interesting. I mean, he did explain the difference between what your frame rate, what your monitor can do and what your PC can render. Like, where they artificially limited the PC but kept the refresh on the monitor high. Like, there was differences there as well. I think everybody's different, though. I think some people can detect high frame rates and some people can't. That's just, you know, biology. If you ever played CSGO, you can tell listening to 2 and 300. Interesting. I mean, a lot comes down to the kind of games you're playing as well. Gavin, thank you for the content. Thanks for 64 months, Gavin. Yeah, I mean, if you're a competitive player and, you know, you're practicing every single day, your muscle memory, your reflexes, your everything about you is tuned towards playing a game. You know, you don't want to be on a 120 hertz monitor when your competitor is on a 240. It doesn't matter whether you think there's a difference. Psychologically, there's a difference. And there probably is a difference anyway. But if you're not playing competitive shooters every day, do you need that FPS? Probably not. Please keep the chat overlay font the same. It is actually the same font, it's just made slightly smaller, I think, Zip. Are you saying that you can or can't read that chat on screen? And what resolution are you watching in? I think so, Alexis. I'm not going to test it, though. Well, for me, Hideous, 30 FPS ruins my immersion. Like, that's why I aim for 60. 30 just feels nasty to me. And your system chat font is slightly blurred. What are you watching it in native, or are you watching it in like 480p or something? Alright, elevation 850. Gear down, 3 green. Mr. Kenworth, thank you very much for 25 months. The 49-inch does take getting used to for the eyes. Flaps 1. Right, so we need to hold 2800 until we get to Cove Key, which is this in 5 nautical. And then we start descending. Airfield in sight. Navarine, it's literally changed in the last 2 days. Yesterday, it wasn't working at all. But after some work in the late evening yesterday, after the stream, we've got something. It will be tweaked. What's your opinion on FS Economy versus On Air? They're quite different beasts, actually. FSE is still closed. Oh my god. Registrations are still closed for FSE. That's outrageous. NL Hands, for 6 months, been watching on and off for years. Thought I'd finally sub myself after a few gifts. Keep the good work, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for the gifts as well. Full flaps configuration. A little bit high on the glide slope, but we're fine. Red and white in the distance. Scratch the last comment on the blurry font, it's my bifocals. I can't do much about your bifocal. Oh, let's just fly it manually. Let's have some fun. Right. Autopilot, your damper off.
Mile final runway 09.
Let's get back on profile. I don't know, I think FSE are scared of growing. That's the only thing I can take away from it. To stop applications after Microsoft Flight Sim launch is just, I don't know. They're just killing their own platform. The only reason I can think is because they can't do it. Like, they just don't have the staff to process them or something. I don't know. Possum, I've said that they should do an auto-approval system. I have no idea if they're doing one. I've said it's crazy that they don't have one, but they've been in that situation for many years. Why did it just do that again? Every now and again it does that. The old sub sound just appears randomly.